time to take refuge with your friends. Your cocktail and cream puff.
Jen, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Are you reboot? How's your camera?
I rebooted. There is a chance the camera will suddenly turn off, but for now it's on. We'll see.
It's fine.
We'll see.
Jen,
you know how I look.
We're live today, Jen.
We're live.
It's Tuesday, January, right? 25th. 25th. I don't know what day it is.
2000.
Where's my calendar?
Year?
2022.
22.
Our number, Jen, in case anybody's listening and want to call in, is 855-366-9653. You can get that number from asylum.radio. Right, Jen?
Let's hear you guys. Call us, please.
Yeah, call in. The phones are live, waiting for your phone call.
We need Darren to practice his patch skills.
Yeah, my skills. What skills?
Oh, so how have you been? I feel like it's been a while.
My God, it has been a long time, Jen.
I mean,
it's
I was
like,
in Europe.
It's almost like you're not a host.
Weird how that is.
We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. Yes. So what's the topic for this week?
The topic for this week is cutting the cable because I have done it, Jen.
You did it.
Yes.
We've talked about it in the past. We've kind of weighed the pros and cons, but
Joe Jordan, our former co-host, is the one that last talked about it, and he actually was talking about going back to cable because he cut the cable, and I don't remember which services he picked, and then he talked about going back. Oh, there goes your camera.
Oh crap!
Oh my, Jen.
I don't know what's that.
You must have a loose cable. There you are. You're back again.
It turns off. I just turn it on. I don't know.
Oh, well, we'll deal with it. So anyway, cutting the cable, Jen.
So walk me through.
I'm going to walk you through everything.
I want to hear how much your cable and internet bill is if you have cable, how much it is now without cable bundled, because they do this thing where they try to screw you if you don't get these bundles, which is why I have cable and landline, and I don't even have a phone connected to any landline, but the bundle is cheaper than the internet.
So here's what happened.
Break it down for me.
I'll break it down for you. So, we have two houses, which was a major decision factor.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I thought about is that, when I go to hotels now, because I travel for work, and Jen travels for work, these hotels, the nicer ones, always have, Netflix loaded on their smart TVs, and you can YouTube TV and other things, or you can even add your own apps on their TVs for the most part.
Yep.
So I thought, you know what? Between having two houses and traveling, there goes Jen's camera.
There he goes
She's
again.
Advertising Aldez again.
I don't know what's happening.
Get your Aldez tequila.
Wait,
you want to get that domain name out?
Are you thirsty? That one was me.
All right. So anyway, I'm not even going to bring it up. If it goes, if her picture goes out, just tap the button or whatever you're doing. So anyway, so I have two houses and I travel a lot. And I thought, you know what? Do I really need cable? Because cable, we have Comcast in New Jersey. And the cable bill, because our specials ran out, was up to like $190 or something.
Yeah.
And we often do buy movies on Amazon Prime because Amazon tends to be the lowest cost. They have good things on there, and we know how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
We used to buy on Comcast, but I just don't see the point of buying on Comcast. Jen's finishing her dinner. What are you having there, Jen? What's for dinner?
Chicken and vegetables. It's not that good. It's all right.
Did you make it, or is it something that you bought?
It was something that was quickly put together because I got a text from you that we're starting.
I thought you might have forgotten about it because Jen's mind is already out of the asylum. But that's next week, right, Jen?
I don't know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Maybe we'll convince you to, make occasional appearances. All right, so the cable. Back to the cable.
So like about
$190.
About $200.
About $200 a month, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked around and I thought, you know what? If I cancel my cable and then I have Pat sign up because it was under my name, then we're eligible for the new customer promotions.
Even if it's in the same address?
Yes, because he's not on my current, or he was not on my previous account. It was just my name.
Mm-hmm.
Now, being a married couple with the same name, I don't even know how that would work. You could try it on yours. Who's the names of the cable in right now?
Mine.
Well, you could tell Comcast that you are traveling for work and you don't need it. And then have Manuel sign up as a new customer.
And they'll be like, hold on.
They might, but you could still try it. They didn't even question myself, but maybe that's because you have different
can't you
last
just
names.
say, do you have any comparable deals for
You
existing?
can always try negotiating, but I'm so tired of negotiating with Comcast, I didn't want to bother. This was the easiest route for me to cancel and start new because they always give the best rates to new customers for 1 to 2 years.
But when you cancel, don't you have to return all your crap? And then
I do. I did. I disconnected my cable modem and I disconnected my cable card that was in my TiVo, and I canceled my TiVo service. So I dropped off the cable card.
I know how much you love that TiVo.
Yeah, I do. My mother does too. So I dropped off the cable modem and the little card, the PCMA card, the cable card, and I dropped it at Comcast on my way to work yesterday, Monday. 9:30 they opened up. I was there at 9:15 waiting to drop that shit off. I got my receipt to prove that I returned the equipment and my cable is done. And the new cable is just internet. 400 megabits per second down and 10 up. And I believe we're paying $60 a month plus taxes and fees, which turns out to be about $70 a month.
That's Comcast. So I think we have Fios. What is that? That's Verizon.
That's Verizon. And they're typically, if you get a gigabit speed, they're typically about $100 or something.
Yeah, that's what we have. Is the gigabit and TV and phone bundle for $120.
That's a good price.
That's it? Yeah, that's what I think. It's a good price.
See, you're not bad with Verizon, so I don't know that I would change that.
Right?
Yeah, because Comcast screws you.
This is the whole point is like, if I wanted to get local channels and needed to see what the weather was, I could look on an app, but sometimes it's nice to watch local news occasionally. I don't know if I would pay, but the apps now, you can download the ABC, CNN, whatever apps and watch the news there as well.
Yes, you can. But I thought to myself, you know what? It's a pain in the ass to have to travel from app to app.
Yes.
So I wanted to have a service where most of the common things were online.
So that's, I think, what Hulu or Sling, right? That's what they kind of do.
Well, Hulu has
not
that.
Hulu, Sling. Yeah.
I don't know much about Sling, but Hulu Live is very well rated. And if you get the live part, it comes with the local channels. But I decided to get YouTube TV because that was highest rated.
Oh.
So the first 3 months is $55, and then it's $65 per month thereafter.
What?
So what am I up to now, Jen?
What? $65
Yes.
for YouTube TV?
Yes. And one quirk of YouTube right now is that the ABC contract, I think it was. Oh no, I see ABC's back on now. For a little bit, they did not have ABC, or was it CBS? Which one's owned by Disney, ABC or CBS?
I don't have no idea.
So whatever one is owned by Disney, they had a falling out for a couple weeks where they didn't have their local channel, but now it's back.
So wait, $65 a month plus your internet is $60?
Plus is it's about $70 with everything together.
Okay.
So,
and then you also have Netflix and Amazon?
Well, my AT&T, I just bought my new iPhone 13, which comes with Netflix standard.
It's up to 13 already?
Yeah. So my Netflix comes from AT&T.
And Netflix prices just went up. So I guess they absorbed that.
So
increase.
they're about $15 to $18 depending on what you're getting.
Right.
But so for me, I didn't have to pay for that. Right.
And you don't pay for Amazon video because you have Amazon Prime.
Correct. And you pay $120 per year for Prime, and then you get
I
all
still
the
can't get
basic
over the
things.
price of YouTube TV. Like, what? Okay, you're at $195, which is more than what I think.
YouTube gives you your local channels and then all the basic cable channels like you would normally see. It says 85 plus channels. The other quirk about YouTube is YouTube TV. Is that the channels that you have on there may not be the exact matching channels that you would have on, say, Comcast Xfinity cable. So Comcast might have Anderson Cooper on CNN at 9 o'clock or whatever his time frame is, but CNN and all the other channels negotiate what programs they want to have on YouTube TV. That's might be different than cable television. So it may not be exact, but so far we're okay with it. I mean, most of our TV watching has been Netflix because we started binge watching series.
That's the pandemic did.
That's what we are doing. I mean, the latest one we finished was Breaking Bad. Is that the right?
Oh yeah, fine. You were kind of behind, but yes.
Right. I know that's from years ago, but we just decided, out of the blue, we're going to watch this.
You like it?
Oh, we finished the series, and we both really liked it. Now we're watching the one with the attorney. It was a spinoff.
Oh, the Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul, right? And I didn't think I would like it, but it's certainly not as fast paced as Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But it goes into like a lot of the backstories of how he took his fall to the bad side.
Manuel liked that one. No, Manuel watched it. He said he liked it. I was like, yeah.
Oh, you didn't watch it because you weren't into it.
Yeah, I'm not into Saul that much, but
I wasn't either. But they do have good storylines, and they have a lot of the same characters that you see how they all got involved in crime and how they can't get out of it.
So with the YouTube TV, are there commercials? Or I know in some apps, it's like
that's the other thing.
We'll be back,
like,
and it's like
my TiVo. All the commercials would automatically be skipped because that was a thing about TiVo. And YouTube does have some commercials. Not as many as cable television, but they do have them. And I read online that a lot of the channels you can fast forward through the commercials on YouTube, but I haven't really watched it enough where I have even bothered trying to do that. I don't even know if it even works on the channels that we watch. But most of the regular TV that we would watch on cable is sort of like background noise for us. Like Pat would watch HDTV, TLC, a lot of these home shows, and they're all on YouTube TV.
Yeah, but you can download the app and watch them for free.
You can do that too.
Noise.
But we wanted to have it in one place.
So that's worth $50.
And we wanted to have the local channels. So maybe we'll get away from this eventually, but this is a good step for Pat because he gets annoyed with having to switch to a lot of different things. You get me? Get me? Huh? Yeah.
All right.
So,
I'm not convinced yet. Like, I feel if I'm going to cut the cord, it's to basically just watch Netflix and maybe Hulu or a Sling. But
Hulu's going to give you the same basic thing that YouTube TV does. And if you're going to you want the live channels, Hulu is actually a little higher. Hulu plus live TV is $70 a month.
How much is Sling these days? Let's see. Sling was the one that I was considering for the long.
The other thing about YouTube TV is that they include what they sell as a DVR, which includes fast forward and stuff, and it works pretty well. Although it's really just basically a starting and stopping of the programs that they have on their server that are pre-recorded.
Right.
So you're not really recording it anywhere. You're just having the control of easily finding your program and starting and stopping and fast forwarding, just like you would on
as
TiVo.
Technical people, we understand that little trickery that they're doing.
Yeah, most people would be like, "Oh, how does this work? This is pretty neat. I'm getting what I need." Whatever.
All right. So for Sling, it has the orange, blue, and it's kind of choppy. Orange and blue.
Right.
So orange is good for NBA and families. Blue is entertainment and news. And orange and blue is good for everything. And you get 50 hours of DVR storage with all of them. There are 50 channels with the orange and blue, 42 with the blue, and 32 with the orange.
There's 85 channels on YouTube TV, only 65 on Hulu. And
well, this one is as expensive as YouTube TV, but you can stream up to 3 devices.
And YouTube TV is also 3 and 6 accounts per household. Hulu is only 2 streams and 6 accounts per household at basically $80 per month if you add their $10 per month DVR option.
I see.
So Hulu's more expensive.
Hulu. This one is $50 for the everything, $35 for the entertainment and news, and $35 for the NBA and families. But
So
and
you
that's
can-
only for one device.
You can also add on, HBO Max, Showtime, and all that for additional fees. But we never watch all that stuff, so I have not bothered.
Right. I'm sorry. I don't know why my camera keeps turning off. It's like on vacation mode still.
That's okay. So far,
well,
the other thing, so we with our two houses, there's only two of us, and even if he's in Pennsylvania and I'm in New Jersey, which we were this weekend on Monday, he stayed an extra day, so he was streaming YouTube TV at home, and I was streaming it here, and worked out fine.
the only time we run into trouble with the stream limit is a couple times if we travel and we forget to log out, and then we log in and they're like, "Oh, you're exceeded your max," and we're like, "What?" Or we have guests that stay and they're watching, I'm watching, and then we only have the two with Netflix. And then
Right.
Manuel wants to watch something, then we have to.
I think there is a
Flip a coin.
function to log all users out on Netflix,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I've
we only
done that
have
a few times.
we only have the standard account too for two streams, but it's only two of us, so
Yep. As long as, I don't know, sometimes it just has a glitch where you turn off the TV, but the Roku or whatever is still on. So it acts like it's still streaming or something. But
got it.
yeah, I'm not sold yet on cutting the cord like that. I would feel like cutting the cord is no YouTube live. You would just hop from app to app as
Yeah,
needed.
you could do that, but the problem is many of those sort of cable type channels, not necessarily the ABC, CBS, NBC, but the cable ones, they typically want you to key in your cable provider.
There's always over the air. Now it's HD. So if you have a
But you can
clear line
certainly
of
do
sight,
that too. If you
I
have
haven't
a
tried that.
high def antenna, put it on the outside of your house. If you're in an area like we are, you can probably get Philadelphia and New York. And a friend of mine that has one of these setups that he gets hundreds of digital channels from this area.
Wow. And you can get HD channels now, right?
Yeah,
Through
it's all over air.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got to watch all the commercials. You have absolutely no control unless you're using
You
a
and the
TiVo.
commercials.
You could use a TiVo that records over the air, but I just don't want over the air. I wanted I want more flexibility with the things like Netflix and specialty programs that we watch.
It's
like
so
HGTV.
weird because commercials sometimes bother me, but a lot of times they're as entertaining as the show, depending on, the commercial itself. They're like funny or whatever. I don't know. I like commercials. Like Jake from State Farm, those commercials are
You
great.
like commercials?
Yeah. Come on. I love commercials.
Oh my
Not
God.
love, but I don't mind.
So the Comcast does have an internet only service for $30 a month, but it's only 50 megabits per second, which is okay for like one next stream download, but not good for multiple.
So the one of the things that we build at the company that I work for is like the Spectrum app for Charter. And one of the services that they provide is just streaming content. So you can either get cable, internet, phone, or streaming TV, or any combination of that.
What is this called?
Spectrum. And it's like the Spectrum app. You don't necessarily need to have a modem service, like a cable service, to have the streaming TV service from them. But I don't think anywhere here offers it. Only probably in the where are we doing?
Xfinity,
Missouri.
Xfinity has something you can get. I'm looking at it right now. Their X-Fi gateway, which gives you sort of the TV functionality.
But in an app, right?
They call it Flex 4K. It's a small box that you can have at your house.
No, this one is like download the Spectrum app.
Yeah, once you have internet cable or a Comcast cable, Xfinity, then you can use their app to watch all the cable shows over your phone.
Right.
But you got to get cable because they want to suck you in to that
But
cable.
Spectrum is saying you can. I think the TV channels are slightly limited, but for HD TV and local news, all of that's part of the only streaming TV option that they offer. I don't know why we don't have
Spectrum TV.
Mm-hmm.
We have Spectrum for internet fiber service in our 2 locations in California and Texas.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just looking now.
I've never seen it available in Jersey. And I think New York has Spectrum, but we don't have Spectrum here.
Well, it says stream your TV on your devices with the Spectrum TV app. So it sounds like it's the same thing. They still want you to have basic cable service in order to have the app functionality. Is that right or not?
No, I don't think so. They have one option if it's available to you where you don't need cable. You can just have streaming TV. I don't see it.
Oh,
I'll see if I can find it for you.
You're right. Spectrum TV Select.
Yeah.
It's on spectrum.com and it says 125 plus TV channels with entertainment for everybody. Thousands of on-demand choices. Spectrum Anywhere with the Spectrum TV app. No contracts, no risks. $45 a month.
But I think you have to be in certain geographic areas because that's the one I would go for.
Wow. I'm going to check this out, Jen.
You're welcome.
Let's put my address in.
Let's see. Tell me what you hear.
I put my address in. It's looking it up.
I'm
I
nervous.
think I'm standing at the airport. There we go. Sorry, Spectrum does not provide the service at this address. So my question for you, Jen, is why would it matter what my address is if
It
this
shouldn't.
is truly an online
It shouldn't.
service? So let me
Correct.
put my Pennsylvania address in.
Or if you know somebody in Colorado or if you know somebody in Minnesota, then you could use their address. It really shouldn't matter because I know for testing purposes, we test it all over the US.
Okay, I'm putting my Pennsylvania address in. Once found. And they don't provide in Pennsylvania either.
Yeah. It behaves like cable, but you don't need the box. You just
It
need.
says, sorry, Spectrum does not provide service at this address. So it says, blah, blah, blah. So it sounds like are they only allowed to do this if you're in a Spectrum cable area? I mean, that's so
Yes.
stupid.
Yes, that I know is a fact, but why? And I think it has to do with the cable mafia and the control
Yeah,
they
absolutely it does.
have. Yeah.
What's another address I could use? Well, I'll look at it later. But I don't think they're
put
Pennsylvania.
in
I'd have
my-
to, how about
put
your
it-
dad's address? Go to
Tell me where to go.
location.spectrum.com/localization. Sorry, folks, as we're looking up our addresses online. Location.spectrum.com/localization.
All right. It's doing the little spinny thing. Here we go. I'm doing an address in Fort Worth, Texas. A Spectrum account already exists. So that's my dad's address. So theoretically, he can add it or he can say I'm a new customer.
Oh, and then it would bill it to, they're going to want to bill you at the address where you're supposed to have the coax cable.
I guess, but you can always just get e-bills, pay it that way.
That's true. So I could fake an address maybe of using my company address that's in there. Shut up. Yeah. So I'll check that out later. That's an interesting find.
Yes. And I've been desperate to find a comparable
For cheaper.
company that does it here. Like I wish Verizon or Charter or somebody did it here. What's the other one? Cox, I think, is the other one, but none of them have
What was it called?
Cox.
Oh, Jen, I'm surprised you fall into that
Uh-huh.
one.
Oh no. I think it every time because we deal with cable. So they're like Cox screwed up again. Oh well.
Who owns them?
Cox
Yeah.
Communication. I think they merged with Bright House and something else.
Wow. Huh.
So they're one day they'll deregulate or whatever's going on with cable. I think it's similar to Bell, Bell and how they broke it up into mini bells and the monopoly they had. I feel
Yeah.
like cable is very much the same.
Interesting. I'm looking at this now, and you can get they gave me when you sign up for the internet with Comcast, they give you the free Flex 4K box, which I have. I haven't hooked it up yet, which is basically like a smart box. It has your apps that you can load. It's like,
But
why do I need
the
that?
box?
I don't
Why do
really
you
need
the
that
box?
if I have Amazon's Fire Stick, which is what I have in Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
or I have smart TVs in New Jersey. So I don't really need the box. The only reason I'm going to use the box is because it comes with Peacock Premium. So I'm going to connect the box up. I'm going to create an account with Peacock Premium through the box, and then I'll be able to log into Peacock Premium and watch that. I'm assuming on any place that I have the Peacock app and I key in my
Install
login.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's one thing we think we'd want to watch on Peacock Premium, Jen?
I don't know. What is the one thing you
The
want
one
to
that
watch?
everybody keeps telling me to watch is Yellowstone.
Oh,
And you
really?
can get it on other paid services, but I don't want to pay for it. Why should I pay for it if I can get it for free on Peacock Premium?
I
a
feel
free
like this
account?
is my dilemma with Disney Plus. Now they're starting to have a bunch of good shows, but I don't feel like paying for Disney Plus just to watch a show or a
Well, what
series.
you need to do is find a friend that has Disney Plus and they don't have something else, and then you can switch
You
back
exchange creds?
exchange the credentials
Yes.
and make sure that they have enough streams so you can watch it when you want to.
I know. It'd be like you need to have at least 3 streams.
That's the problem with sharing, is that I don't want to be in a situation where I can't get on my own service.
But you have the
because somebody
power
else is
to
using it.
reset it, reclaim it.
Yeah, but then they would have the power to reset mine when I'm watching a show that they want to get on the account.
Yeah, it sounds like a fight waiting to happen.
People, these companies, these corporations, they have you
Why are they
by the
playing
balls.
this? I know. But yeah. Oh, I'm looking at Verizon. You get Disney Plus for 12 months for free and then $8 a month after that. That's
So,
not
Jen, when
bad.
you find another service that's similar to Spectrum, but you don't have to be in a geographic area or an account Spectrum holder, then let us know.
Yeah, I don't think there was one. There was one company that was called, it started with an A, but the cable mafia put them out of business. It was called
Are you serious?
yeah. So
Unbelievable.
it was in 2000 and I want to say 13, and we were buying a house and the deal fell through. So for 3 months we were basically homeless and we lived in a hotel. We lived in our friend's apartment above a bar, all this stuff while we were looking for a house to live in.
Wait, where were you in between? When was this?
2013, 14.
Oh, so that
something like
was when you were out of your Hillsborough house?
Yeah. So we left the Hillsborough house and we were going to move actually to Mountainside. The Mountainside house fell through like 3 days before closing because it didn't
wow.
appraise. And the guy that was selling it was a builder. And he's like, I don't care if it didn't appraise. You have to pay for the difference in cash. And we're like, you're bananas. So
Oh, so you pulled out of the deal.
yeah, because it was like $50,000 difference.
Wow.
It wasn't like $100.
Do you know
We're
that
not going to pay more than the value of the home.
the house market was real high, right, in Pennsylvania?
Yeah,
And
still
it's all
right?
over right now. You're right. And on Zillow, we've only owned that house for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Take a guess how much it's gone up in value.
55,000,
No, not that high.
10,000. I don't know.
13,500 in 3 months,
Dang. The average I've seen,
according to Zillow.
including our house, is like 250,000 more than what it was worth 2.5 years ago.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. So anyway, because we were in this predicament of not having a house to move into and we had sold our house, I was trying to find ways to watch stuff because we weren't going to get cable service and set up in temporary housing. And I found this company. It was like Arlo, but not Arlo. And it was like TV over the internet was how it was advertised. And I was watching it. I was watching Judge Judy and all this TV over the air, but online. And then like a month in, they said they were shut down and they had to go
in
out
a
of business.
month.
It was something like that. I don't know how long they were around before because I didn't have a need, but they were shut down. It was like over the air. Let me see if I can find it. It was very sad.
I was looking on like these lists for defunct streaming companies, but I don't know what that might be.
Oh, I'll find it. Over the air.
Doesn't really matter anyway. It's defunct.
Yeah, they died.
The cable companies probably put them out of business.
Oh, absolutely, they did. Oh no, not Air TV. Stream local TV in HD. Oh, Air TV.
Is that a new one?
Get the best of cable, Sling TV, and free local channels when you get Air TV. Oh, but that's just an antenna. No. Anyway, you didn't need an antenna or anything. This was just you log into your account like it's Netflix and you can watch local on over the air channels.
I'm just looking at Air TV now, airtv.net.
Yeah, what is that?
And it says watch free local TV in HD. Cut the cord with Air TV and watch TV on your terms. They were in business starting 2002. Get the local channels, blah, blah, blah. DVR capable. So it looks like it's a little device, almost like an Amazon Fire Stick. Yeah.
And I think that was the thing that the other company that I can't remember the name didn't do. They didn't have any hardware or anything that you needed. They just used their own antennas, I guess.
And it says they partner with Sling. I'm not sure what that means. Get the best of both worlds. Stream local programming alongside your favorite channels like CNN, HDTV, and ESPN at home or on the go. That's with Sling. It says Air TV works without a paid subscription to Sling. To enhance your experience, add a Sling subscription to enjoy free, local, and paid content all in one place. Okay, so how much is Sling?
I found it. It was called Aereo. AEREO.
You know what? I vaguely remember that one.
It got suspended June 28th, 2014. That was around when we were, and they filed for bankruptcy on November 2014.
Wow, they couldn't keep up.
No, I think they got shut down because they were
doing something they weren't supposed to.
Yeah. It was over the air, over the top provider Aereo. Yeah. So I think that was the problem, is they were over the air plus OTT. That's sad. Anyway, they provided me entertainment while we were homeless.
So I'm looking at the instructions for this Air TV. I'm scrolling down on the page.
Tell me.
Step number 1 is set up your HD antenna and connect it to your Air TV. Really?
That's 2 pieces of hardware. No thanks.
So now it's not coming over the local channels aren't coming over the internet. They're coming over
the air.
The air. Why do I need your device?
I think because
why don't they just get an antenna and?
Yeah, I don't.
What's the point?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to read what happened.
We need somebody who knows what they're talking about.
I'm reading the whole Aereo files for bankruptcy, closing a pioneering chapter in OTT streaming.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
We killed this topic.
Well, I don't think there's a perfect solution, but there has to be a cheaper solution. I'll look and we'll see what we come up with.
So, Jen, tell me about your European trip. What
well,
happened? Where'd you go?
ask because I just put chicken in my mouth. Why? What happened?
I wish I had chicken in my mouth.
Just chicken?
You know what that means, Jen.
Uh-huh. So why did we go? Part of the motivation was we were looking for a distillery. And so we went to a bunch of different ones. We found a few. Just like here, where the prices are really high, their prices are insane. Um,
A
but the
distillery to help you make the gin? Is that what you're saying? Or
Yeah, so right now we have a master distiller. He has his own distillery. And what we want to do is have a distillery that only produces our gin. And because the short story is he's disorganized. And
oh,
what that means is our labels, caps, bottles could all get lost. Each costs money. So we need to have better control of our inventory, and we want, to only focus on our gin. So we're looking for our own distillery, and whether we absorb him into our distillery or we just pay him like a contractor and he comes and makes our gin in our distillery and then does whatever he wants. But the problem with Spain that we found, which is where we're looking for the distillery, is there's no concept of comps. So you look at one place, there's no way to know if that price is even reasonable, except if someone is like, oh, that's crazy, or oh, that's a great price. It's just like how you feel about the
really?
place.
When you say comps, do you mean
Past sales? Like you
Okay.
can't look at things that are similar to what you want to buy and see what they were purchased for. You can look at what's currently in the market and average out what that cost is versus other stuff. But usually in the US, they do, even before you sell your house, the real estate agent does comps and says, for a house your size and these upgrades and this many acres, blah, blah, blah. The comp suggests it should be
right? This amount.
800,000. Yeah.
Right.
None of that in Spain. So it's kind of
So-
like, you just gotta hope.
So it's kind of like you probably will be screwed because they're going
Yeah.
to get as much from you as possible, right?
Totally. And you're American. So you come with the moolah. You want to just,
Yeah,
drop
that's why
money.
something it's hush hush.
uh-huh. So there's that. And then there's no concept of inspections. You can do them, but if you find an issue, every sale is as is. There is no like contingent on passing an inspection.
Like not having roaches in my gin or something.
Right. Or like we don't want to have the roof collapse after we set up the stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was more complicated. We found a couple we like, but the price is crazy. So now we're trying to figure out, do we counter? Is it worth it? Anyway, that
I
was
would definitely counter. You would never take the initial offer.
no. But the gap of what we think it's worth and what they're selling it for, I don't know if it's worth the back and forth, because it's
Yeah.
like, we think it's worth 165,000 euros and they're like, it's 300,000 euros. And we're like, what? For an empty
Wow.
shell? Really?
This sounds. I was hoping for better news than this, Jen. I'm kind of
No,
let down.
It's pretty disappointing. But I mean, the good news is we have a place to make it right now, but it's,
This is the
we have-
disorganized guy.
we have to babysit him basically,
Right.
until we figure out how to have better control over our inventory. So
How many people does he have employed? Is it just one person?
no, so it's him, his daughter, and his wife all run the distillery.
Okay.
And I mean, if you've tried the gin, they make amazing.
I actually
gin.
haven't tried the gin. I've only
What?
tried the tequila. Yeah. I don't think you
Oh.
had the gin when we were together.
Oh, okay. I'll bring you gin next time we
I don't know
see
if
each other.
I've tried the gins and I have not been a fan. The
You'll be a
tequila I
fan.
like.
No,
but
you'll
I
be a
don't-
fan of
I
this
don't
gin.
know. Okay.
It's not like a pine forest. It's citrusy. It has like a little bit of like spice from
Do you
the,
drink it straight or do you always mix it
no.
with something?
I mean, I guess you could, but gin is not normally a
What's a sweeter type thing to mix it with?
tonic.
I don't like tonic either.
No, you can mix
Tonic
it
water,
with,
no.
well, like you have to get fever tree, elderflower, tonic water. That
Okay.
goes like so well with oxygen.
I
Or
would try that.
yeah. It has a little bit of sweetness. In Spain, they actually drink gin with soda, like a Diet Coke or something, which I
Right.
thought was weird, but it doesn't taste bad. Or you can do it with um, lemonade, which is sweeter too.
Right.
So some
Interesting.
kind of like juice, but I would suggest the elderflower fever
Okay.
tree.
And if I don't like that, I would try the lemonade.
Yeah, lemonade
You have
or
to text me what you're saying so I don't
I
get
will.
the wrong thing.
I
And
will.
then when I get a bottle of gin, I mean, can you even get it anywhere in the US right now?
Yeah. Well, you can get it from our website right now.
Oh, you can. Okay.
Yeah, you can
Which
buy it
don't you
online.
give that URL out. URL out. I know
Drink
it's not spelled
good-
like oxygen,
No, it's drinkgoodgin.com.
but I think you actually bought an oxygen version of the name. I thought.
No, well, we were
No?
gonna get like oxygen, but with like OXYGEN,
Right.
but then that's confusing. So whenever we want people to go to a website, it's just drink good gin, and that redirects to oxygen.
Drinkgoodgin.com.
It's supposed to redirect.
404 error.
No, great.
No, it did redirect.
Crap.
Are
Yeah,
you? Am I
so
of legal drinking age? What if I say no? Do I
then
get
it doesn't
anything?
let you in. No.
That's just kind of stupid. Is that a
Yeah.
federal law that you have to do that?
Yes.
I mean, I
Well,
see everything that has the same thing.
what's really annoying is the reason we said are you of legal drinking age is because we're available in Spain and in the US. And in Spain you can drink at 18. And we didn't want to
Wow.
add the logic for like, are you in
Yeah.
the US or are you in other parts of the world? Some places it's 19, other places it's 21. So
Are you going to tell me who did your website?
who did my website?
Yeah.
I did my website.
You did?
Yeah. What do you mean
Well,
who did my
did you
website?
base it on like a template or something or what?
Based it on the label, our gin label.
This is very nice.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to tell me that Lance did it for you or something.
No,
Wow.
you like
I'm
it?
impressed.
Thank you.
And then when I go to buy now, you told me the stories of some horror stories of I don't remember if it was from the tequila or if it was from the gin purchase process, and you were trying to control that more yourself.
Oh my God, it's such a pain. It's still a pain. I mean, I'm actually working with a couple other brands. One's a vodka and one is a Italian wine that want to add the buy now feature.
Right.
But they don't want to use these middlemen to middlemen. So
Right.
I'm helping them kind of set it up the way Oxygen is set up, which is Shopify to ShipStation that gets fulfilled through retail partners. The tricky part is finding the retail partners to work with.
Okay. And so there's Shopify to what was the other thing?
ShipStation.
ShipStation. So that's the magic to find the retail partner integration.
ShipStation will allow you. So an order comes in from Shopify and you can put logic in place through ShipStation. Like if the order is in New York, send it to this retail partner. The
Okay,
order is
got
in
it.
Texas. And so that way you have one integration point that goes out to many versus like a one-to-one. Because then if you want to add another retail partner, you have to redo the API. So
Jen, did you really set all this up? Oh my God. I'm impressed.
So the good thing is
I've heard of ShipStation before, but I have done nothing with it. So it's interesting to see that you're using that for that purpose.
Yeah, most people use it to printing labels and
Yeah,
all of
that's
that
what
stuff.
I think. What I remember it from.
But it's a way ShipStation integrates with a lot of liquor stores' back-end systems. So they receive the orders from ShipStation, print the labels with ShipStation on their end, and then ship out your product. Because as suppliers, we can't fulfill orders or receive payment.
Wow,
So it's kind of like
incredible.
middleman to a middleman to a middleman.
Huh. I'm trying to think of something that I could use it for, but nothing comes to mind because I don't sell anything.
Yeah, I bet the cannabis world is the same way. So anything that's heavily regulated probably needs to go through some way to distance the supplier from the
sellers,
consumer. Yeah. So
Huh.
I
Jen.
guess. And then the other weird thing is like it's just a convenience on the site, but the payment, the fulfillment, and everything happens through the retail partner. Like the bank accounts associated with the e-commerce is not ours. It's the retailers to
Right.
stay in compliance.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Jen, did you go somewhere else? Because
When?
part of it was for business, part of it was for pleasure. Or there were 2 vacations in a row or
Oh
something like
yeah.
that.
So that was part of it. And then we were in Spain for 19 days.
And you love Spain. You were
Love
thinking about
Spain.
retiring there.
Yeah. We were in Jerez. I want to retire in Seville, which we looked at apartments. So we're slowly working our way to live part-time at least.
Like an apartment so you could test the waters and not have to commit to anything.
Yeah. I
So
think
what does an apartment cost there? Like what's a range in US dollars?
if you want to be like in the heart of Seville with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a nice balcony and a parking space,
Yep.
I would say 300 euros, 300,000 euros.
Oh, $300 a month is what I was first thinking. Wait, 300,000 euros
to
what?
buy it. To buy
Oh,
it.
to buy it. Okay. So
To
are
rent
you actually
it?
Yeah, are you looking to buy it initially? That's
No,
when you said
no,
apartment, I thought just like you were looking to rent.
No, I think we would want to rent first to get a feel for the neighborhood, make sure that's the neighborhood we want.
But still,
and then,
300,000 is pretty good for
Yeah.
that kind of a. Huh.
Yeah. 300,000 euros. And the
what are
cost of living, you can eat lunch for €5. I mean, it's just so cheap.
What are the
to live there.
taxes like?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Like barely
How do they
anything.
fund their government?
That's why they're not doing great. because
Really?
Their economy is not awesome. But I mean, if you have your US, retirement pension,
dollars. Yeah.
then who cares? I mean, the economy could be crap, but
You're
that
still
money-
living like kings and queens.
yeah, seriously. If you
You know
want to
what?
rent, it's probably in the 800 to 1,200 euro range. And then the other thing that's very common there is rent to own, where you put a down payment and then a portion of your monthly payment goes towards purchasing it in 2 to 5 years if you want.
Right.
So
No,
it's
I
good.
don't want to give them my money and not get something out of it. If I'm going to own something, I'm going to do it outright.
Yep.
And then if it doesn't work out, I'll sell it
Yep.
and hope I don't lose my shirt like we did in Gettysburg.
Yeah. So after Spain, I was like, why don't we go to Rome just for like a weekend?
Right.
And
I've never been there either.
This was like on a Wednesday. And I was like, let's leave Friday to Rome.
You didn't have this pre-planned?
No. Just let's go to Rome.
You're just like in the middle of COVID and never been
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and I just want to go.
Yeah. And I was like, I mean, it's like 2-hour flight or whatever. It's right there. Let's go.
Right.
And Manuel and the people we were staying with, our friends were like, really? And I was like, I already bought the tickets. We're gonna go.
Well, you're not having a good time with your friends? Is that
Yeah. It was so much fun. We got to see all the things you need to see, the Colosseum. We stayed in a really cool part of the center. The only part that sucked because we were there during the Christmas holiday during the Three Kings. The Vatican and the Sistine Chapel were closed, so we didn't get to see that because of
You know,
the
even though
holiday.
I'm not a religious person, I don't like the Catholic Church, I would want to see that also.
Yeah, we
'Cause
went
it's just a big
we
part
went
of
to the
history.
Vatican. We went to the
Oh, you did?
Vatican and saw like the thing, but we couldn't go inside.
Oh, okay,
the
right.
church.
And you were in Germany too.
Yeah, we went to Germany for that was on purpose. That was a long
Okay.
layover. So we
Oh, so you
decided
didn't see anything. You just laid over there.
no, it was like a 23-hour layover. Oh,
Okay.
speaking of that layover, what a pain. They changed the rules at some point while we were in Spain. To return to the US, you have to have a negative COVID test in addition to vaccinated.
Right.
But the test has to be within 24 hours.
Right.
Before it was like sometimes 2, sometimes 3
Right.
days. we had already tested from Rome to go to Spain. But by the time we were going to go from Germany to the US, that test would no longer be valid. So we had to basically pay like 150 euros in COVID tests to get back home. It's like a huge racket.
Yeah.
And every airport has like COVID testing stations and anything to take your money. So that was annoying.
The problem is though, like, we're going to the Maldives, and they want a negative COVID test within. It's been up to 96 hours, I believe, before you leave, and then we are stopping in Doha, I think it was called, for a layover, and then we're on to the island, and they don't have to test in the layover as long as you get tested before you leave. That is counted toward the
before
Doha
you
stop.
leave.
Before you leave for your travels.
How long are you in the layover?
It's like 6 to 8 hours or something. It's kind of long.
Oh, okay. But
So
it's less than like a day or something like that. I
Yeah,
think.
and because it's we have business class, we get in the special lounges where they have showers and bars and restaurants and that kind of thing. So we'll probably make use of that. And then the Maldives is the next stop, and coming back, the resort tests you, and you got the same 24-hour thing. They want to do a negative PCR test within 24 hours or something before coming back to the US.
Oh.
And we're going to have that stop in Doha, but I don't think we have to test again.
No,
but it's going to be over 24 hours for the flight.
I think it's just 24 hours from
out.
when they scan your ticket to get on the plane, which will take you to the US, not when you arrive.
Alrighty, that's what I need to know.
Yeah, it's from when you enter the
brother.
plane. Yeah.
And I had COVID. Both Pat and I tested positive on the 10th. And
I got your text. You're like, we have COVID.
We had cold symptoms, but I'm glad that we got it done and out of the way, because the couple we're going with, Mike and Rose and their 2 daughters, and I think their son, all had it, and Mike did not have it. So now he's paranoid. He stayed away from them while they were going through it, and now he's paranoid that he's going to get it on the way to the Maldives because he hasn't had it yet. And that could happen.
It could happen. My biggest fear was getting stuck in Germany because of the second COVID test we had to take.
And I think what I read recently is when you go to the Maldives, you're supposed to take another PCR test within 3 to 5 days of your arrival.
What?
So even if he's put negative before he leaves, he might become positive on the way there or when he gets there because of all the airport travel. And then he's going to be stuck quarantining. And I don't know what they do for that either. It could be a mess for him.
I don't think anybody monitors that. But for him, out of ethics, maybe he should quarantine. But I don't think anybody actually...
Well, the resort, even though, I think if you test there, they do have on their site that you have to quarantine.
Oh yeah,
but
in the resort they'll lock you in a special area. You can't leave your room. It's like prison. But
there's a whole big sea out there.
You can look at it.
I should be able to swim in it too.
Possibly in the COVID section of the resort.
Just like on the cruise ships, floor 13 on the east side is the COVID section.
That's so bad.
Unless you're on Royal Caribbean that doesn't have floor 13. Then
most
you're on
places
floor 14.
don't have 13,
Most cruise ships don't have them, but Royal Caribbean, I think, or one of them didn't have it and one of them did. It's strange.
They're honey badgers. They're like, we're putting at 13.
Yeah.
We're not going to cater to your superstition. But it was a pain. Traveling is a lot more stressful because there are 2.5 million papers you have to fill out. So coming back to the US, you have to fill out an attestation form. You have to fill out your regular, just like immigration form.
Do you do these online or like you fill them out on a piece of paper?
I tried to do it through the app. It wouldn't work. So I had to print it out and fill it out. And it was literally like 11 pages.
So I should print all these out before I even depart to the Maldives, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Well,
need.
I didn't even know what the documents were until my email. You know how the airlines send you things 2-3 days before?
Right.
And they're like, here's your stuff you need to fill out, and go to the travel ready center. Make sure you fill out all the crap.
Right.
And there was stuff for Rome. There was stuff for Germany. There's stuff for the U.S. There's stuff
And
for
you
Spain.
didn't get COVID, right? You have
No, I
not,
didn't.
to your knowledge, you have not had it.
I mean, every time everybody tested, I tested, and I always came out negative. The people we were staying with after we got back from Rome, I heard the woman Lydia.
Did you go back to their place, or you went? Where did
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
after Rome?
Yeah, so after Rome, we came back for another week with them,
Oh wow, okay.
and she was coughing. She had that weird like dry cough, like
Right.
And I was working. I was working in the basement, and I could hear like this dry cough, and I was like, Lydia, you should go get tested and stay away.
Did she
And
go and
was
get
positive.
tested?
Yeah, she
Oh
was positive.
shit.
And she had to like call in from work for 5 days, blah, blah, blah. And so, of course, we got tested. And I was like, crap, because we're leaving in like a week. And I don't know
Yeah.
what's going to happen. I was negative. And
Did you
Manuel
stay
was
away
negative.
from them
Yeah.
after that point?
She wore a
Like-
mask in the house, and we stayed on different floors, and as
Oh,
much as we
wow.
could, whatever.
I would have gone to a
And-
hotel personally.
Really? I was like,
yeah.
if she has it, I think we will have to have it, but we didn't get it. They didn't have their
Yeah.
booster. We did. I think that made the difference.
I wonder if she had Omicron or Delta. She didn't
I
have it
think
real
it was-
bad. It was
it
cold
wasn't-
symptoms.
Yeah, it was like a day of that coughing that I was
That
like,
she probably had Omicron, yeah.
Mhm.
Which is strange because I think that's what I had, and I had all 3 shots, but I got it also.
Oh,
So
you
many
had
people
all
get
3?
it, even they have all 3 shots.
She started feeling sick after she got her booster. When we returned from Rome, she went and got her booster shot, and she thought it was a reaction to the booster.
Oh, so she got probably sick before she got any of the benefits of the booster.
Yes, yes. And
Huh.
I think she was already sick. And I was like, the booster, because she got Moderna, doesn't actually put the virus in you. So what you're feeling is
The
COVID.
virus, yeah.
Sorry,
jeez.
but that's what happened.
And I don't want to be near you, so do you mind
Can
wearing a
you
mask
just-
in your own house?
Can you
and
leave your home, please?
Stay on your own floor.
While I work on your computer and do
Ugh.
things that I need to do. Yeah, but that was really strange. We were supposed to meet with a bunch of people. A lot of them had to cancel because they tested positive. The 2 people we were staying with tested positive. Their parents tested positive.
Oh my God, what a
This
mess.
person that was supposed to massage Manuel tested positive. So they got a backup person that wasn't good. And it was
Well,
just,
listen, anytime Manuel wants a massage, why don't you just send him over?
he does like it hard and
I'll
firm
give
and
him a
deep.
massage. He'll never forget, Jen.
I'm sure he would never
Does he
forget
get
it.
squeamy when a man touches him? He probably does.
Yeah. Oh, he only
so
has
he
one
likes
hand.
female
Yeah.
masseuses.
And that's weird because I only like females massaging me. I think it's weird if a man massages me.
Yeah, I think it would be especially for a woman,
Yeah.
having a
I
man massage you is just, I don't know. I wouldn't want to like that myself.
don't. You would like a woman to massage you?
No, I mean, if I was a woman, I don't think I'd want a man to massage me.
yeah. But Manuel doesn't want a man massaging him. He
No,
wants
most
a
guys are
woman
not going to want a man massaging them. Most straight men are going to want a woman massaging them.
to-
I've had massages from both, but I do prefer men.
That's a surprise. I was waiting for you to say woman.
And on that note, Jen, we're out of time.
All right. Till next time.
Alrighty.
Talk to you later.
See ya. Bye.